Ken is the person who brought it to our attention that these two events that took place on July 16th. He's going to talk about those, and Ken is the founder of New York City Safe Energy Campaign, and he has a radio show on WBAI, Ecologic. Ken, the floor is yours.
I'm going to add another commemoration to my commemoration here, because when I started the New York City Safe Energy Campaign, one of the groups that organized this event, I almost named it this Jacob Aftel Alliance after the late Jacob Aftel, who is the man that helped make me the environmental activist that you see before you and here on WBAI. I didn't use that name because it's not descriptive enough. Jacob died of cancer in 1990 and is largely forgotten, and really shouldn't be. He was brilliant in not letting the egos that crop up in volunteer groups get in the way. And if he were alive, perhaps the egos that slowed down this coalition would not have happened. He was brilliant at figuring out people's strengths, sometimes realizing them before that person did. He brought out the best in people, was wonderful at putting folks together, and I felt he deserved a shout out today. It's been almost 25 years since he passed, and I have often wished I could call on him for counsel. So thank you for letting me tell you about him. The Safe Energy Coalition campaign has been meeting on the first and third Thursday of every month since the Climate March. Our next meeting is August the 6th, Thursday, which is Hiroshima Day. And that is related to the day of the two anniversaries for July 16th. One of them is the day of the Trinity test. The Trinity test is the first atomic bomb explosion. That happened in Alamogordo, New Mexico, and the test went beyond the wildest expectations of the people who made that bomb. And 3 weeks later, they dropped it on Hiroshima. And almost the exact same time of day, on July 16th, 1979, was the worst radioactive disaster in United States history, and the third worst radioactive disaster in world history after Fukushima and Chernobyl. A little after 5 in the morning, a dam burst, and miles of uranium mining mill tailings were washed down the Rio Puerco. Now, when uranium is mined, it is then milled, and the tailings from the mill are just put on the ground. And yeah, the wind blows it around, and the rain blows it around. They don't care, because it mostly happens on Native American land. There was 1,100 tons of uranium mill tailings. All right, that's over 2 million pounds, plus 93 million gallons of acidic and radioactive wastewater. 93 million gallons washed down the Rio Puerco. Now, almost no one knows about this. And I've been wondering about that ever since I learned about it. I learned about it from a button. All right, somebody had a button that had various nuclear disasters on it, and one of them said Rio Puerco, New Mexico. So I started asking around about it, because people don't write about it. Is it because it happened way out west? Is it because it happened to the Navajo, and who cares about them? Is it because it happened the same year as 3 Mile Island? For whatever reasons, I think this really has to be acknowledged and commemorated so that we can keep it from happening again. And of course, it's the worst mill tailing disaster that messed up wastewater, not the only one. About every other year on average, a dam burst washing mill tailings down some river, just in the New Mexico and Four Corners area alone. There's uranium mining elsewhere. So 80 to 100 miles of the Rio Puerco was contaminated, going all the way into Arizona. And it should be a Superfund site, but legally it is not a Superfund site because there's not enough people there. When that accident happened, hundreds of head of cattle, thousands of head of sheep died pretty much right away. The Dina people, that's what the Navajo called themselves, the Dina, are still dying of cancer from that. When it rains, often the rain tastes metallic, and that is a sign of radioactivity. The same thing was reported a little bit after Fukushima on the west coast of the US and Canada. The rain tasted metallic because the radiation had gotten over here. I got a technetium medical treatment, and my wife said my kisses tasted metallic. So it happens in all different ways. I learned a lot about the half-lives from that particular event. And I have a friend named Tasha. She's a niece of a friend of mine. And she had told me, she's from Gallup, New Mexico. Gallup is largely a dinner town. It's on the Rio Puerco. They call it the Perky Puerco because it doesn't have a whole lot of water in it. That's why it was so unusual that day. Why is there so much water on the Rio Puerco? And she said that a lot of the boys that she went to high school with, not the girls, just the boys, wanted to be uranium miners. And they knew that it would kill them in their 40s probably. And they didn't care because the job situation in that part of the country really sucks. And uranium mining doesn't pay much by the way by New York City standards, but by New Mexico and dinner standards it pays well. So they wanted the extra money because they look around the res and they go, life sucks here. Why do I want to be in my 60s or 70s here with the way life is? So they were willing to take a job that they knew would kill them. Right? That's what it's like. In 2005, after decades of internal fighting, the Navajo finally banned uranium mining on their land. And guess what? They're still mining uranium nearby. The map of New Mexico and which agency owns which parcel of land, Leona Morgan, who's from Didn't Know Nukes. Look up Didn't Know Nukes if anybody's taking notes. D-I-N-E is how you spell Dinah. Didn't Know Nukes. She said there are 60 different agencies that have jurisdiction over different parcels of land in the uranium mining area of the Four Corners. It's called Four Corners because New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah meet, and it's the only place where there's a border that's 4 states. And they're still removing the Dinah from where they live so they can do mining, so they can do milling, so they can just put the waste there. They've got huge waste tailing piles next to schools. They've totally disregarded the health. They did not even ventilate the mines. People were dying early from some lung disease they didn't understand because nobody would talk to them about anything. There are signs along the Rio Puerco that says, don't use the water. But there is no other water. It's a desert. You can't just go, don't use the water, and then not have any alternative. So I guess that's a legal thing. Rock from the uranium mines was sometimes used as building material. Some abandoned open-pit uranium mines serve as stock tanks and swimming holes. All right, kids are swimming in radioactive water out there. In '78, the Government Accounting Office recorded 140 million tons of on-site uranium mining mill tailings. Right, 140 million tons. And guess what? Downstream from many of America's uranium mines and mills sits Lake Mead. Lake Mead supplies drinking and irrigation water for Southern California and Las Vegas. So they're getting it too. For more information on this, if you go to the NYCSEC.org website, New York City Safe Energy Campaign website, I have a link to 4 different newspaper and magazine articles that talk about that spill. And I'll also be talking about this anniversary this Tuesday on Ecologic. Ecologic is a radio show on WBAI FM. It's on every other Tuesday at 8 p.m. So this Tuesday at 8 p.m. I'll be doing almost an hour on the Rio Puerco anniversary and what the dinner are going through right now. So please listen.
99.5 FM.
Thank you, yes. Yeah, 99.5 FM, WBAI.org. So tell your friends. And you may be wondering, I'm telling you this horrible stuff, what can we do? The best thing we can do to help the Dina people from this horror is shut down Indian Point, shut down Oyster Creek in New Jersey, shut down Millstone on the Connecticut coast, shut down Janae up in northern New York. Any of your friends live near a nuclear plant, if they're in Jersey, Oyster Creek, near Toms River, if they're in Connecticut, Millstone on the coast, if they're upstate, have them work on shutting down Janae. It's near Rochester. And if we shut down those plants, the price of uranium goes down because the utilities aren't buying it, which means they won't mine as much, and they won't mill as much, and they maybe won't kill quite as many Navajo people. So shut them down. 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 Shut them down.
Thank you, Ken.
Shut them down. 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 Shut them down.